Hey,
Could you tell us who you are?
my name is Ray Hill. I am a native Houston Texan. I'm an ex-convict. I'm a homosexual. I'm a troublemaker. I'm a hard-read citizen provocateur, which is troublemaker with a little upmarket French.
Okay. And what kind of things are you doing?
I am the host of Execution Watch, as long as Texas is in the business of executing people, and we do that a lot here. I will cover each execution live while it happens.
Okay. Sounds pretty.
It's definitely in your face media. It shows the hopefully the ugly. I do it straight as a journalist. I'm not an advocate as host of Execution Watch. Just the facts, what's
Yeah.
going on, and if the inmate being executed wants to be interviewed on that show, I go to Huntsville, to Livingston, interview them, and that interview is played during that show.
They want it a lot. Most of them want it, or only a
Well,
few.
it's about half and half.
Okay.
It's about half and half. I think criminal defense lawyers don't like my doing that because there's always hope that and fear that the inmate might say something that could be used against them, but they'll have to kill me to get their hands on that tape before it's actually broadcast.
Okay. Sounds very impressive, and also the fact that you just give the facts.
Just the fact.
It makes it very impressive.
It
Probably.
takes 5 lawyers to do that show. Uh, the legal team reports. Is it not working?
I think it's still working.
Okay, you'll have to edit that interlude. The
Mm.
Okay.
Still working. I
The,
think.
the legal team, first thing they do is what happened in this case. And they take that information from the media at the time and from the trial transcript. All executions are the result of trials in Texas. So they look at all of that evidence. And it's my job to look for chinks in that armor and ask questions about the quality and the depth of the evidence. So I hold my lawyers to
Okay.
pretty hold their feet to the fire. And so then what happened in the trial and what happened on each of the various appeals. We analyze it, and in the process of doing that, if we run across a legal issue that is controversial or requires deeper explanation, then my lawyers frequently get into discussion, sometimes arguing with one another about that. And then we do the interview, and the interview with the inmate is played unedited, exactly as it was recorded, and it was also videotaped. And so when we get through broadcasting the audio on Execution Watch on KPFT, and everything we've ever done is on our website, executionwatch.org. It's all there. If we did an interview, then the videotape is there. If we don't do an interview, there's no videotape.
Okay.
And so all of that is put together, and then it moves. If we have an interview, the videotape of that interview and the show in which that interview is broadcast is done, and then that is rebroadcast here at Houston Media Source.
Okay. And you do a lot of other things also, eh?
Oh yeah,
Beside
I'm the
these.
old man of the gay movement in Houston, Texas, and built a political machine that ultimately elected our current mayor, and is very important in upcoming elections. I got to pick the last police chief, and that made my life a lot simpler. I was able to stop bar raids and other kinds of things by selecting the police chief. I don't think cops out there that were raiding bars are too happy with me picking their chief, but I'll be able to, if the election turns out the way the polls said, I'll be able to pick the next police chief too.
Ray, a lot of people who are watching this clip, they will, they have been incarcerated. They want
Sure.
to change the world. They don't know how. They're pretty insecure. And
But you'll notice I began this conversation by saying I was an ex-convict. As a matter of fact, if I caught a plane from Houston to Dallas, that's a short hop. By the time that plane landed, the people seated to my right or left, total strangers, would know that I was a gay ex-convict. Because I make sure that everybody within the sound of my voice knows that. And the reason I do that is that I think a lot of people go to prison think that they can hide that and their life will be better for hiding it. Well, the fact of the matter is we're all 3 strokes on any computer keyboard away from their knowing everything about us except maybe our shoe size and underwear tightness. So the fact of the matter is there is no hiding it. So stop trying, because the excess, and I learned this not from my being an ex-convict, from my being gay. You don't hide it, because if you try to hide it, it becomes a liability, and it will and can be used against you.
Certainly. Is that the most important lesson we can learn from you? Is to be transparent about what we do?
No, the most important lesson you're going to learn from me is that I was wrong when I got out of prison, thinking that I will be nobody for the rest of my life. And if you are a former offender, or if you're an offender now, you have special talents and gifts that the world needs and deserves. And so do not let your experience inhibit you from contributing to the improvement of the world around you, because you have much to offer.
Thank you very much, Ray, for this interview.
Thank you.
Thank you.